change those things.
You can flip it back over.
All right, we're here on round 2 of 4 for Modern today at Four Horsemen, and like last time we streamed, we we had a round 1 difficulty, so we're here in round 2. My name's Alan Wontroba, and I'm here with my cohort,
Sean.
All right, and here we go. We have Tim Scroggs with Grixis Death's Shadow versus Brian Huffman with Jeskai Tempo. So we have, I don't know what to think of this one, because Brian said that it's Jeskai but not Control. He just kind of, it's like unpolished in a sense.
Instead of the more like the heavier counterspell version of Jeskai, we're dealing with a lot more of the creatures. You would have like Vendilion Click and Geyser Saint Trapped in the main board, along with like Snapcaster and Spell Queller. And it's not looking to have a like hard lock on the game. It's looking to disrupt and try to kill you with the creatures and a lot of burn spells, and Snapcaster with like Lightning Bolt.
And I think we have Tim going down to 17 with a Fetch and a Shock, and I believe Brian is also at 19. We will have the dice moved over a little bit, but we have an Inquisition of Kozilek over here by Tim, and Cryptic Island.
Oh, wow.
And we have Electrolyze and...
Is that a reband? What is, Vendilion Click.
Vendilion Click.
It
I'm not
looks like Vendilion Click.
Okay. Well, Brian being a gentleman, look at him. He just lays his hand down there. All right, so we have a... let's see here. Tim is going... I believe there's a Delta and I believe a Scalding Tarn underneath that. I think he put all his fetch lands to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Scalding Tarn.
Yeah, it is.
I remember playing back in Zendikar, and those lands used to be no more than $10.
Oh, yeah. No, those...
Oh, now they've just exploded. Oh, man.
I feel real bad, because once I quit playing after that, I sold out of all those fetch lands for like $5 to $10.
Yep, same here. Same here.
Like, I had trouble getting $5 for Marsh Flats. It was...
Now you'll feel a little ripped off from that. But we have Tim fetching and shocking. And we have an Opt.
Ooh. Little scry one, draw one on the main phase.
It's so weird because normally you see Opt at like the end of a turn. But doing it main phase means that he's trying to dig for probably more disruption, or well, there's Tasigur. I mean,
Maybe probably some action before those cryptic commands come online.
that's also very true.
He doesn't want Grixis Death Shadow doesn't run a lot of creatures, so he's going to want them to resolve when he can get them on the board.
And we have another Fetch Shock, I believe.
Tem should be down to 11.
Now, playing against Grixis Death Shadow, would you take the Electrolytes out? Or would you keep it just for the draw and upstairs?
I'll get rid of it. Unfortunately, with the Jeskai version of the control decks, the burn spells do not do a good job of
Oh yeah, because you're only helping. Well, we have Tasigur, and I believe he just removed his whole graveyard, which is a nice 1-drop.
Yeah.
A 4/5 good 1-drop for
a 4/5 1-drop that draws you cards. I mean, it's decent value. But yeah, no, unfortunately the burn spells in the Jeskai deck are not going to be good at removing creatures, as opposed to like an Esper version, which has Fatal Push, and other like hard kill spell like no conditional kill spells with black. So
and we go directly to attack phase, and there we go. Oh no, Brian, you almost had the die so we could see it. All right. And a Death Shadow.
Should be a 2/2 Death Shadow. What's his life total?
I believe he's 11. Oh, but we got a Spell Queller. And that's just going to say, nope. Deal with this, and then you can have your...
It's a very, very convenient way to counter a spell. Getting around those 2 Stubborn Denials in his hand.
And we have probably another Fetch Shock. So the player who's been Spell Quellered, they can get that spell back if that creature dies, correct?
Yes.
And it goes on the stack, so we can just Spell Queller it again?
Yes.
Up, and we have... I believe... What is that? Fatal Push?
Fatal Push with Revolt.
Really good. Oh, Fatal Push is so good.
Is that a foil unstable swamp there?
Probably. I mean... It looks really nice.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know. I still like the I believe it's Unglued.
Those are unhinged.
Unhinged. I like the unglued ones, but the unhinged ones looks really nice too.
Are you talking about the ones that have a ton of border?
I kind of like them both, but I really do like the one with the huge border and like
that's unglued.
the unglued ones. Yeah, I really like those.
Yeah, my personal preference has got to be the unhinged ones though.
It seems like with each set, like of the unsets, they kind of just break apart from the barrier.
Yes. There's
of the
less
card.
and less border.
Yeah, and I hope they do that from now on with cards, like lands, because they just look so bleak out of packs.
I don't think he can do that. He does not. Yep. He does not have the 3 blue to cast those cryptics.
I mean, Sacred Foundry. I mean, it would be better if it tapped for red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
The All-American land.
Pretty sure he fetched for that Sacred Foundry at the beginning of the game. So
yeah, he did search for it.
Yeah, that's the only drawback. Like Sacred Foundry is very nice, and Jeskai it pays for a lot of your like secondary colors in your spells. Does not pay for Cryptic Command that well though. It's the only real downside for that one. Don't know.
I guess fetching it first, but I mean, we saw his hand, and he didn't really have anything white in it. Well, it did help with the Spell Queller, so he did get. I mean, it's not bad. It's just kind of unfortunate that.
Yeah.
And
let's think around discussion over something. Don't know what they would be discussing right now, though.
Well, he has a bolt.
I think
he's choosing targets for bolt. Oh, 2 bolts. I don't. Stubborn Denial on one of them. With ferocious. Yeah, ferocious. And I guess I was targeting the Death Shadow.
He might not be a 10. I think I might have missed some life loss at some point. Not positive. I feel like Brian's just dead at this point, though.
Yeah, well, he takes... Well, I mean, he has 2 cryptics. So, but Tim has a Stubborn Denial in his hand, though.
Yeah, it should be game.
Yeah, there it is.
Seven
And
now,
boom.
and that's the game.
Yep, and we go. All right, so Death Shadow is just. Would you still consider it the boogeyman of the format? I think I asked this last time, but as a non-modern player, I don't really look at the meta as much as like maybe like a legacy or vintage.
It's not the strongest deck right now. Like, it's not the end-all be-all. There are like Lantern Control and Tron still give it headache, so it's kind of fallen off in popularity. It's not like it is a tier above everything else, but it is still a very good deck that can just give itself free wins. So it is definitely a deck you need to keep on your radar. It's definitely not gone away.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever go away either.
No, not unless something gets banned out of the deck.
Which I don't think so, because I don't know if it was this past GP or like big Magic event, but I remember that there wasn't a single Death Shadow list in top 8. Maybe in like top 32,
I'm not sure,
but none in top 8. And it's not like Pod.
No,
It's not like Pod where it single-handedly just wins you the game.
no.
But because there's so many different cards to like deal with it. Now we have Fatal Push to get rid of it. Even if you don't use Revolt, just gets rid of it. I mean, like counter spells, you know, really anything that can just destroy target creature can get rid of it. But like I said, I don't really play the meta, so I don't know if there's a lot of those. But I know Fatal Push kind of took that slot. Inquisitions, I believe, get rid of it too. So it's like, I mean, there's a lot of ways to like deal with it before it could just go nuts.
Yeah, it's not really overwhelming, the metagame right now, so that's not going to be the concern. The only two things I could think of that would threaten a card in the deck would be Street Wraith, because they might be trying to move away from some of the more unfair cards,
Yeah.
like the fast manas and like the free draw effect. So that's a real, like, I don't see that happening like soon, but that it's on the horizon as a possibility. And Death Shadow as a 1-drop, it could possibly just be a very good card to the point where it kind of pushes out any other archetype for like mid-range decks. Like, if you're going to play a creature basic mid-range deck, you're just going to want to play Death Shadow,
Yeah.
because it is just far and away better than any other mid-range deck. So that's something that they did with like the Wild Nikado ban. in the early
I
days.
remember that. Yeah.
Like, because Zoo was just so good, they wanted to get Wild Nikado out of there because you didn't want to you wouldn't play anything else.
Right.
So if Death Shadow gets banned, that might be the reason why. Both of those I think are kind of unlikely. But if something gets banned out of the deck for...
It's probably going to be the fast mana one. Because I think we talked about that last week whenever we were eating dinner. That, you know, like... Mox Opal. Not Mox Opal?
Yeah,
But
that card
Mox
is actually
Opal,
much more likely
yes.
to get banned.
Fast mana cards are more likely to get banned than, you know, like the actual problematic cards. Oh! All right, so Brian Huffman flashes his gold dragon token from.
I guess he doesn't have an angel token. For his card.
Okay, so if we see a golden dragon, it's it's okay.
Yeah, if Wizards continues along the path of banning fast mana cards to try to slow the format down, I think Mox Opal is probably top of the list for cards that would get the axe, and then probably like Simeon Spirit Guide are the two cards that I would think would get the axe if they're going after fast mana cards.
And a lot of people are asking for Jace the Mind Sculptor back because there's so many different ways to get rid of him. But it's like, if you don't have that, you get free Brainstorms. And I don't think Wizards wants 4 mana. But at the same point, it's like, you know, there's so many ways to get rid of them.
I personally feel like that's a card that can come back, but I don't think Wizards would ever want that card back in the format.
Well, we have Brian Huffman paying a 1-drop Serum Visions that was accidentally a Snapcaster Mage. So Tim has some information that there's a Snapcaster.
Yeah, not the first time we've seen that happen at the store.
And probably a Fetch Shock, yeah.
The old Snapcaster on the cheap. Probably a Thoughtseize or an Inquisition.
I would say, yeah, Inquisition. There it is.
Probably the Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah. Ooh, Pia Is that Pia and Corandor?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'd probably go with the Snapcaster.
Yeah. Because I would get rid of the Snapcaster.
I don't think Vendilion Click is very like the only fear with Vendilion Click probably is like getting rid of a threat before you can get it on the board. Yeah, Snapcaster is a lot more scary. Being able to snap back like a Path to Exile or something.
Yeah. And I remember I was also watching something about LSV talking about Vendilion Click, and he was like, it's like the blue card that, blue tempo mid-rangey decks needed, and we have immediate Thoughtseize. So Brian fetches. Let's see. There it is. And it's just, it doesn't really, like, you never say, like, oh, I lost to Vendilion Click.
No.
Like, you always, it's kind of like a fairish card for blue that, like, disrupts your opponent, but it's like Brainstorm and Legacy. Like, no one says, oh, I lost to Brainstorm. Like,
well, to be fair, in Legacy, more people need to be saying that.
Yeah.
Because if you're losing and a Brainstorm gets cast, most of the time you're going to lose because of that Brainstorm. But no, in Modern, Vendilion Click for a tempo deck is just a piece to the puzzle. It's not the knockout punch. We got the Hollowed Fountain coming into play untapped. Should be taking him down to 17.
And he passes the turn. So, I mean, click mana.
Yep, holding up Click.
So, and we have another Opt, and I believe this is at the end of the turn.
Is that a Gurmag Angler? Yeah,
it is. And could that be cast next turn?
Maybe. It needs another land or spell in the graveyard.
Well, there's a... all right, we have Click.
Click's probably going to get rid of it.
Yeah. There's Fatal Push.
Is that 2 Fatal Pushes?
That's 2 Fatal Pushes, an Opt, Polluted Delta, Scalding Tarn, and we have the Angler.
Yep. The only threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one concern that I had is having the Click take your actual creature before you can get it on the board.
And he didn't.
I did not see
tilt
the draw.
It. Yeah. But that would be Angler mana right there.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got enough for an Angler.
Yeah. And is this another... There's probably going to be another Fetch Shock.
Yeah.
I mean, Grixis Delver does basically... You use all your resources. Your life is a resource. It's just so... Oh, and there goes the Vendilion Click. I'm struggling on my words here.
That's alright. Well, it has definitely done its job, though. Get rid of that Angler.
And as of right now, there's no real threats.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then there's an Opt. Oh.
Yeah, that's the only real, the biggest problem with Death Shadows, just if you cannot find enough threats.
We can't see. Obviously, it didn't matter because he didn't...
It looked like a creature.
I think... Was that a Snapcaster?
I think it might have been a Tasigur. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
He would have cast it if it was Tasigur.
Yeah. Alright, we have a Sulphur Falls and...
Thought Scour.
Thought Scour. Well, it was a blue card.
Yeah.
Oh, Liliana the Last Hope. Interesting. I like it.
Yeah, it's a great way for these decks to get a little bit grindier. Being able to return their creatures.
And he just drew the card over top the Fatal Push, I believe, was a
Snapcaster?
Thought Scour, and then he drew a Stubborn Denial.
Okay, I see a Snapcaster.
Yeah, that's the... Yep, there it is. And Street Wraith, and... Can't see what else went in there. I think that's another Thought Scour.
So I think his hand is Scalding Tarn, Snapcaster, and the Stubborn Denial?
Yes.
Plus that Fatal Push on the table?
Yep.
Another draw go with a island land drop for Brian.
And we have another probably fetch. Would you shock here? I mean, you have Snapcaster. Yeah, I would probably. I would go for...
My only concern is shocking. Nope. Shocking would put the... Oh, well. It's kind of dangerous with the Lightning Bolt. He doesn't have the... I would want to shock to put the Death Shadow out of Lightning Bolt range. But if you don't have the Death Shadow, the Lightning Bolt alongside like a Snapcaster could put you at a very precarious life total if you're going down to 9.
And now Tim knows that Brian did not sideboard... Oh, there's a Veil. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a really well.
But he does have Cryptic Command mana open, and Tim does know this.
Yeah, and he can pay for the Stubborn Denial since he does not have a creature. He does not have Ferocious.
Right.
So that veil will not resolve.
If he goes one more, he could do Liliana into Stubborn Denial because it only costs one, right? Does it Stubborn Denial cost one?
Yeah.
And then you can Snapcaster it back with the
He
spell still on the stack.
he'll need 2 more mana for that.
2 more?
Yeah.
3.
3 for the Liliana, 1 for the Stubborn Denial, and then 3 more for the Snap Stubborn.
3, 1, 2, 1. Yeah. Well, there's Snapcaster Mage.
This actually might eat a Cryptic Command.
Because this gives him another Thought Scour, right?
Well, actually, maybe it won't. He can just bolt it.
Yeah. But do you give Death Shadow another draw?
Yeah, he's probably better off countering the payoff spell.
Yeah.
And he has a way to answer the Snapcaster so it can't eat away at him.
But Brian's a pretty good Magic player. So I think he...
He'll want to end step the bolt.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's going to go for the Cryptic.
I mean, even crypticking the Snapcaster, I guess, isn't bad because that puts... that saves your bolt for something else that could possibly hit the table. But now Tim is free to play the Liliana.
Unfortunately, from Brian's point of view, I think that's a better play than what it's going to turn out to be.
Yeah.
Because this Liliana's really going to punish him.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's not going to be able to bolt it. It's immediately going to go up to 4. That Fatal Push is just rotting in Tim's hands, so that'll be a free discard for him.
Oh, yeah, he already knows. Okay.
Yep.
So there goes a Fatal Push, and there goes a Scalding Tarn.
Yeah, he's really going to need another bolt to get this thing off the table. Is that Electrolyze?
That is an Electrolyze. That will do it. A bolt and Electrolyze, split it. One to Lily and one to the upstairs.
Yeah.
And he has the red mana to do both.
I need to Engineered Explosives.
I would save the Engineered Explosives, though.
What?
I think I might save the Engineered Explosives.
Oh, so we got a Judge Call happening.
Unfortunately, we do not know what the Judge Call might be, but it looks like Brian took his hand, so maybe there's something that he's asking about. Oh, probably the Electrolyze with the damage.
Oh, yeah. You probably can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think you can do that. Because you can't split it between Planeswalker and player.
Right.
Because whatever goes to the player, you have the choice of either dealing it to the player or redirecting to the Planeswalker.
But now there's, from what I've been reading, that Planeswalkers will be errated. And, not the Planeswalkers themselves, but the burn spells themselves will be errated to say
You can target a
player, Planeswalker, or creature.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that's what Brian's asking about.
If
that rule has been put into effect yet. I don't think that happens until Rivals of Ixalan. Because I guess instances like this kind of confuses newer players and sometimes even experienced players. So I guess Wizards is just nipping this in the bud and saying, listen, all the burn spells like Lightning Bolt will be errated to say creature, player, or Planeswalker if they have that.
Okay, all right.
That if it hits both creature or player, or if it just hits a player, Planeswalker.
Interesting. I was not aware of that one.
Yeah, I believe it doesn't happen until Rivals of Ixalan, though. Wizards is really pushing this Planeswalker thing, though. So I guess we're going to do Electrolyze and Bolt. Because Tim's also tapped out, so there's no Stubborn Denialing this. Oh, wait, can he switch? Can he? He can! Oh, maybe that rule is in effect right now.
Maybe.
So we have 1 to Tim, 1 to Liliana off of Electrolyze, and it netted him a card. I didn't get to see what that was, but he used the Lightning Bolt, so...
It looks like a land. Steam Vet?
Yeah, that looks like a Steam Vet.
We've got a Tasker on the other side. That's a good top deck.
That's a pretty good top deck.
EE is not well suited to deal with a Tasker.
No. Because...
Actually impossible.
because that engineer explosives, from how he can spend the mana, I believe, because that's like a sunbursty thing, right?
Yeah,
or is it just X?
It's Sunburst.
It's sunburst.
So he can only get it up to
3.
5 total. Like max possible.
Yeah, max is going to be 5, but because
Brian can only do 3.
right. And also, sorry about the life total. We're trying to go next game to having the dice out so we can see it. So we could rightfully match it up in case we are talking, because it's only me and Sean up here, and we're both trying to get this life total thing as well.
Another Steam vent?
That looks like a Cryptic Command.
Oh,
So that's something to at least buy him a turn.
That'll work.
Yeah. And I think he's just passing. I mean, on your upkeep, I
Is that a
believe.
bound straw?
Oh, Stubborn
Ooh.
Denial. Ooh.
That's unfortunate.
Well, well, at least Tim is hellbent right now, or heckbent right now.
yeah.
So I guess that's not the but he could just activate Tasigur.
Yeah, he can start drawing
So-
cards now. Unfortunately, I don't think he's really gotten rid. Like, he still has, like, ops in his graveyard and stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that's not really that good to bring back. It'll be a long while before he ever gets a Liliana back.
I mean, yeah. Well, even an op, you still dig 2 cards down in a sense. So
That's
I guess
fine.
it's not bad.
I mean, there might be Thought Scarrows in there to make Taskers even worse.
Yeah. So we have, what is that in his hand? It's a blue card. I think that's Snapcaster?
I think.
Like the older art, because that looks like the Snapcaster
Yeah,
arm.
it is.
So what can we do? Snapcaster Cryptic Command.
I mean,
That's like
That's a
probably
fine play.
yeah. And he has no cards in hand, so he's free to do that. And he's activating Tasigur, I believe, at the end of Brian's turn.
yep.
Would you... Oh, he's holding him. Would you sack the land first to thin out your deck a little bit?
No. Flip number a land's not that bad because you can't return a land with
Right.
Tasigur.
And we have...
We're getting a
While
snap,
the Tasigur's on the... He's going to bounce him.
bounce draw, snap cryptic.
I believe so. Yep, bounce draw.
Okay.
So the Tasigur effect goes... Oh, there's
Yep.
another Tasigur. I guess that's pretty... Oh... He gave him another Tasigur? Or
Yeah.
wait, does the...
I mean,
The
they're-
player who
they're
owns
legendary.
Tasigur gets it, right? Oh, they
Yeah.
are legendary. That's true.
But what Tim can do, if he really wants to, is play one, exile.
All
yeah,
stuff.
There goes all the
yeah,
Thought
there's
Scours.
all the bad stuff that you don't want to see
Yeah.
him take.
And then you can play another one, legend roll it, so you can delve away even
Oh.
more spells you don't want.
That is dirty, Sean. I like it. So now you just get rid of...
Like the ops. You get
Or
rid
not.
of.
I guess it's pretty good to just...
I mean, he doesn't need to, but
Yeah.
that's a land he can take.
So now we're going to activate again. And I think that's a negate. Yep, that's a negate in Brian's hand.
Yeah.
And we have a surgical
And a Street Wraith.
extraction and street wraith. Oh my.
Probably
I'd probably...
even the Street Wraith's kind of bad because you can just cast it.
Yeah. All right. Man, Tasigur just gives so much value.
Did you draw another Street Wraith?
I think so.
Looked black to me.
Well, let's see. And it's a pass.
Did he not even attack?
I don't know. Maybe he's worried that the Snapcaster might attack, and then he plays like a Snapcaster with like another burn spell. 2 for 5. I don't know.
Guess. Unless he's worried about a bolt finishing off a Tasker.
Yeah, that's true too. But you have another one in hand, so like you 2 for 1 your opponent, and then you just play another one.
Yeah.
And it's like Brian knows that.
And you're able to delve away the other Tasker so you don't have to deal with him
Right.
letting them return the Tasker.
And it looks like we have a fetch into an island tapped.
Pretty sure you can bring that one into play untapped.
I think he's
Nice.
casting Serum Visions. Okay, so there's the draw.
There's a bolt, and we have a land and a
Relic of Progenitus. That would be really nice a long time ago.
Yeah, a little late for that one. And it's a little dangerous with the Tasker. That means you're getting rid of a lot of the dead cards. Looks like he's gonna keep it. Like, either mode on Relic is kind of dangerous with a Tasker. You're able to let him get rid of the crappier cards in his deck, the cards he doesn't want.
I guess he's
Tasker.
keeping the Relic. I mean, it's
Looks
also
like
not a bad idea, because there are some things that I think Brian doesn't want to deal with again, like the Liliana.
Yeah.
Either Liliana right now is pretty bad, and it looks like he's activating it.
Oh, young Pyromancer. I like that.
Would you just? I don't know. That gives him another beater. And he,
Oh no, you're not gonna get rid of it. Like, you're not gonna give it to him.
All right.
That's a really good card. I'm just saying, on Tim's side, I like that card.
would you just give him Opt?
Probably.
Because you don't want him to scry.
Yeah, it's a simple. Yeah, you just let him. Oh.
Oh,
you see?
Pyromancer. I guess. Oh, he does have a bolt in his hand.
Oh, he does.
So as soon as he casts it, but then priority goes back to Tim if he wants to hold it. Yep, there it is. So will we see the young bolt, or will we start seeing some? Well, right now he has a fatal push that he could cast as well. And there's the block.
He'll probably want to bolt the Tasker.
Oh, but he has engineer explosives.
Yeah, that'll
So
work. I still probably
Yep.
want to give him the Opt, though.
yeah.
I feel like young Pyromancer is probably a little bit better than an Opt.
And I guess he's going to use Tasker in response to the bolt targeting the Tasker itself.
Yeah. He has a second one in
What
hand.
is that? Was that breaking and entering? That can't be breaking and entering in Tim's deck. It looked like a red, black, blue, like a split card.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I synced it though, and we're gonna activate him.
Yeah.
Hopefully we see it milled. And it looks like Death Shadow and Thoughtseize.
Oh.
Ugh. Yuck.
Yeah.
I would give him Opt.
Yeah.
Give him the Opt.
Unfortunately, normally at this point, a Thoughtseize is a card you really want to give him, but when you're trying to hold counter spells in your hand,
He has a
can't-
negate though, so he could give him the Thoughtseize and just negate it.
Oh yeah, but you really don't want to do that. You'd rather give him just an Opt or something,
Yeah.
because you'd rather hold the negate for something a little bit more impactful.
But what like oh, I guess like Stubborn Denial or something like that could
Yeah.
be something easily countered.
Yeah, if you need to fight over Stubborn Denial or fight over like a Calgon's command.
And he gives him the Opt.
Yeah.
But Opt right now is actually pretty good because not only does it dig you 2 cards in a sense, it also gives him a 1/1 elemental. Oh, and there's the Relic on Brian's turn, and he's looking like he's just gonna say heck with all your graveyards.
Yeah. That's going to make the Tasker in his hand a lot more difficult to cast.
I mean, he still has I believe the mana to just
yeah.
hard cast it, but that's like a whole. That's like. In Brian's, it's like you time watch your opponent if they play Tasker in a sense. They can't really activate it, and there's.
Now he's going to clean up the young
Yep.
Pyromancer.
So now we're back on square one.
Probably would have wanted to do that in a different order so you can get rid of the young Pyromancer.
Oh, I think that was a Death Shadow.
I'll start off with an Opt.
And
take a look.
just snap keep.
Yep.
Death Shadow. Uh-oh.
Is that another E in his hand? Or no, it's a negate.
It's the negate. The
Yeah.
only blue card left in his hand is negate.
Okay.
And I believe he played his land, so I think that's the only card.
Yeah, he's only got 1 card in his hand.
Yep.
Mm.
The negate. That's unfortunate.
Yep.
Might as well.
I'd probably
Just let it
take
go, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it also...
Unfortunately,
that pumps up the Death Shadow.
yeah, so you might not have wanted to let him do that.
But he would have to play 1. Oh, that doesn't look good.
Yeah. This Tasker's going to come down. Oh,
There's a Colligan's command. Oh, and another Death Shadow. So I believe Brian... Oh, there's... Up, and that's it. All right, Tim and Grixis Death's Shadow takes it over Brian Huffman 2-0. It was Logic Knot too. Up 2 Logic Knots.
Yeah, look,
And the path. He's pointing
yeah,
to the path like,
he
oh
could-
man.
Oh no, that's Rise Fall.
Rise to fall.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it was very good. I think that was,
yeah.
even though it didn't really seem like it in a board presence way, but it was like actually really close. Like
Yeah.
Brian was just,
Unfortunately, Brian could not find any type of creatures to pressure Tim's life total.
right.
Or like a Snapcaster Burn situation. So like while he was controlling Tim's permanence for the most part, he just let him. He couldn't put any pressure on him, so Tim could just draw out of it.
Right.
I guess they're talking over the Rise Fall. Like, I think if memory serves, one side lets you target player discards 2 cards, and the other side bounces a creature on the battlefield and returns a creature from a graveyard to the hand. So it allows him like to rebuy Snapcasters, get like rebuy Death Shadow out of the graveyard, or it can bounce
Tasigur. Get your
yeah.
Tasigur back.
Yeah, you can get back any one of your big threats, and also like rebuy Snapcaster mages, or I don't know if you're allowed to.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. He had everything he needed to get rid of the Tasigurs, the Death Shadow. I saw a Celestial Purge in there.
Oh wow, a verdict.
Yeah, like
He never saw Path.
I
Like,
think
he
in
really-
both games we didn't even see it.
Yeah, no, he really needs Path in this matchup.
But otherwise, good game to both players. I mean, it's very entertaining to watch. I really like seeing non sort of meta decks like Roguish, and I know like the Jeskai Tempo. I don't believe that that's very meta, and I think this is Brian's own brew of it. So I love watching people brew versus meta decks.
Well, recently Jeskai become really popular. Actually,
I'm sorry, I haven't played Modern in a while.
not this version. Though.
Not this version, but Jeskai
I've
itself.
seen the more hard, like the hard control version, and I've seen the combo version with Emrakul and Breach. That card name escapes me right now.
Which one?
Breach.
Breach? Oh, that's the one that they mill.
No. It's the 5 mana, put a creature into play.
Yeah.
And I cannot think of the full card name. Which is really bothering me, because that's like one of my favorite cards.
Oh, Breach?
Yes. Let me look it up real quick. Through the Breach.
Through the Breach.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about split cards.
No.
I was like, well, there's not many really
No.
good ones.
No, the Jeskai it's like a combo control deck with the Jeskai control aspect, and then you have Through the Breach with Emrakul. To just like finish the game out of nowhere.
There's some Lightning Helixes too,
Yeah.
and a Geist Saint Trapped. I guess that's a good finisher.
Oh yeah, no. No, in the tempo version, you're playing like Spell Queller, like Vanilla Click, Geisting Trapped is like your hard hitter, and you're just trying to like keep them off balance while you're killing them with these creatures. Unfortunately, we did not see the killing him with the creatures part,
Right.
and so the keeping him off balance eventually kind of just ran out on Brian's side.
All right. Well, from this we have 10 minutes remaining, but I believe the round is about ready to end, so I don't think we'll
Yeah.
be able to get another match.
I don't think so.
So
Unfortunately.
we'll be right back for round 3. Welcome back, everyone. We have our round 3. We have Mark Rochella playing Tron, and we have Ethan Rap King playing Counter's Company. And we've seen Counter Company last time we streamed, so.
Yeah.
And I believe.
What?
Oh, Red
Oh,
Green
it is
Tron.
Red Tron.
Yes. All right. So and Bolt the Bird. Very good play. So Ethan goes to 21.
Yep.
Well, no, he goes to 19. He's shocked for the
yeah.
thing. My bad. And we have Hierarch. Now, Red Green Tron, I played this a lot.
Okay.
So this is the one modern deck that I can say that I know. So we have Sylvan Scrying with a tower into another tower?
It's not
That's
a
a
tower.
mine.
That's a mine.
Yeah. It's weird.
I really hate that artwork.
Yeah. It doesn't look like a mine, but
No,
it is.
it looks like a tower.
Yeah. 2 Navarros.
Oh, man.
Well.
We are just
And-
ramping out.
Yep. So we have
Swing for 2.
Swing for 2. Good job. Alrighty. Now
Wow.
I love Tron and Oblivion Stone.
You're a bad person.
I
You
mean,
are a bad person.
you could thank Dane Lumen for that. I seen it played. I really wanted it, and then I made it. Mm-mm.
I see an Ulamog and Oblivion Stone.
Yep. So Ethan
Oh,
goes to
another.
20. Another Sylvan Scrying. Well, he has the
Well,
the trifecta. Now we get the power plant. Yep. I like that power plant art with the
Yeah.
lightning bug.
I like that art.
Yeah. So,
Of course, it's all white bordered, so it's all
It's-
terrible.
oh man, hating on the whiteboard. Or you can have sleeves to make it black bordered. So, the perfect fits. Would that make it better? Or at its
Technically.
core, it's still
Technically
white bordered.
If you never show anybody that it's a sleeve.
I think I'm.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, nothing.
I guess a Court of Calling's coming? He didn't attack with anything.
I mean, that's a sign that it has to come. I would at least attack with one of them, though, right? Well, he has Voltron up, so here we go.
Well, there's the Oblivion Stone.
And he can just pop it if he wants.
Yep.
But I'd probably wait for the Court of Calling.
Yeah. Or something more than
Mm-hmm.
just 2 Hierarchs and a Seer. Because at this point, he can just sack everything to the Seer.
Yeah. And I guess it's just a fetch shock. Yep. Nope.
Nope. it's just
Unless it did shock and he's just tapping it for green.
it's
or
down, to,
white.
down to 20. Awkward on the
Oh, he's
Oh.
untapping it.
19 plus 1 on the
Oh, no.
rest there.
Yeah. Well, we have the right score this time.
Mm.
And that's an actual
I mean,
attack.
they technically do too.
Yeah. Yeah. 19 plus 1 is 20. Man, this takes me back. I am so excited that it's Red Green Tron and not Mono Blue Tron, not Eldrazi Tron. This is just good old school.
The menace from years past.
I'd say the Ghost of Christmas Past for me. Up, and we're just going to get rid of everything.
Oh, we got is that a main phase? That's a little awkward.
I think that was at the end of his turn because I believe he attacked. He didn't play a land or anything. And I guess
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yep. And that on the stack, he's just going to start sacrificing everything to scry one. I can't see
Is
what
that a Voodoo
one-
Druid?
I can't see. Well, he put it on the bottom.
Yeah, so probably not.
And sacrificed itself.
There's an Eternal Witness. So that's a good card.
That was a witness.
Okay, end of Ethan's turn, he did it. Did he draw? What did he draw?
That is a Chromatic Star.
Alright.
I'm so happy. I actually know what these cards are in
That's
his hand. And we have Ancient Stirrings.
I am shocked. It's a pleasant surprise.
Hey, I have my days. And there's a Chromatics up, and he takes another tower. Yep. So the lands, I'm not sure what the arts of these ones are. Oh, and there's just an Ulamog.
Oh.
Ooh. Well, he gains a life, so he's at 21. I don't know why they are they messing with us. The 19 and 2.
I don't know. I think they might just not be paying attention to it. Now down to it. No.
Okay. Oh, you erased his name. What happened to his name? Oh, there it is. Oh man, Ulamog. I don't know. Is this a scoop here? Like, do they have any ways to deal with that?
Not at the moment.
Oh, he's getting rid of the
I'm not sure.
black source.
I'm not sure why he responded.
Well, he targeted the 2 lands, and then he responded by playing Company. Collected Company.
Okay. Because it looks like he, yeah.
And
According for
there
what?
was the seat shift. No,
The what?
the seat shift whenever he's like, oh, I got some good cards.
Okay.
There's
Oh,
an
it was
e-witness.
Company. Okay.
Yep. There's an e-witness.
You can get back a land.
Yep.
One of his fetch lands, I think.
I probably would. Yeah, they're messing with us. That says 19 and 3 unless they don't know it. It's really making me upset. So, man. But I stopped playing Tron before the Ulamog, but I still kept tracks with it. Like this one. Like we played like the OG Titans.
Oh, wow.
So, it was the Titans, Emrakul. Yeah,
Oh,
those,
wow. That is an old list.
Yep.
Still had Emrakul in it.
the original Emrakul.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Devoted Druid. But all he has to do is just attack and exile the top 20. And this is a clock for milling.
You're not wrong.
The last time I played Red Green Tron was whenever Ugin was incorporated in it. When Ugin was released.
I do love me some Ugin.
I do too.
I still
Really
play
cool playing him on turn 3, I believe. Or turn 4. Yeah.
Cannot play it on turn 3.
Oh. Oh.
There went Aronas.
There's 2 Viziers, 3 Viziers.
You got 1 Vizier left. I don't know how many
Oh.
I don't know how many payoff cards he has.
Block it? Alright, block it with that. Gain 2 life.
Thought he was bringing up another die for his life.
Oh my god.
7, 19, 19, 3, and 2.
Oh, yes. Alright. Oh man.
Yeah, I can only assume he still has a Walking Ballista in his deck. I'm pretty sure I saw Aronas get exiled. Hopefully he has another way to actually use Infinite
Chromatic Star. And immediately just sack it, draw a card, gain any color.
Mana. So, Ethan is not dead yet.
He's not dead yet because he hasn't scooped. But Ugin is such a...
No, I mean, he's not dead yet, but he also has not lost. Like, he can still win this
What
game.
is that? I think...
Sanctum of Ugin.
Sanctum of Ugin. Okay. I didn't run that card. I think that's whenever you cast a colorless spell that's 7 or more,
You can go.
you
find
can
another one.
find something.
Find another colorless spell. I'm not positive on the wording on that card.
And we have Karn.
Neat.
And the
Oh,
Sanctum triggers, and
probably another Ulamog.
I mean,
I don't know how many runs.
you
Saw
can.
an Ugin. Oh.
There's Emrakul.
All right then.
We can play Emrakul still.
Guess we can still guess we can mind slaver the guy.
Yeah, I would get rid of that. They should actually put that underneath Karn. There you go.
There we go.
Man, I'm so excited. I can actually commentate and tell you
Okay,
what the
so-
cards do.
So now I think Ethan's just dead.
Yeah. There's a Quarter Calling in his hand, and another, I believe, I don't know what that card
Okay.
is.
So if he would have had the Devoted Druid and drew a Vizier, then he still would have won. I think he just drew his Walking Ballista.
Yeah. Yeah,
we're
and that's
dead.
it.
Yep.
Oh man, yes, Tron is it's so easily disrupted. Like the deck runs on RNG, but red green kind of eases it because you have
Well, Red Green does not really run on RNG that much.
no. Well, it helps with the Sylvan Scrying, the Ancient Stirrings, and stuff like that.
Yeah, between the maps, the Sylvan Scrines, like you can find like Red Green Tron is designed to find Urzatron by like turn 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Like it is the most consistent out of all the Tron lists.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've even seen mono green which is also nice because you don't have to run the Grove of the Burn Willows, giving your opponent life. But your opponent's life doesn't really matter because you're going to be casting
you do not
these
care at
Titans. You're going to be casting Ugin. You're going to be and it's so. And the only thing that it really gives you is access to like Lightning Bolt and stuff like that. Like there's nothing really other than Lightning Bolt, I think, that you run in it. But even then, you could just pop the Chromatic Star to make the red or the green or any color that you want, or the Chromatic Sphere. So it's like,
I don't know if it runs Pyroclasm or not.
I think I ran Pyroclasm, but I think that was a sideboard card, but mostly.
I swear I saw it red Elemental Blast or Pyroblast.
Well, I don't think you. Oh, does he actually have? I think I saw in there. I think the Green Praetor was in there.
Really?
I think I saw 2 copies of it underneath that Ugin, a couple cards down. I mean, that'd be really sweet because your Urzatrons, you're now able to cast more. And the other creature that you play is Wormcoil Engine, because Wormcoil Engine on turn 3 is pretty good. If you magically get the lands that you need.
Magically,
RNGesus.
Considering you, I think you have Tron on turn 3 probably at least 50% of the time.
Yeah, I mean you run 4 copies of each.
Yeah.
Oh man, so excited. And I'm not excited that I'm not on team Red Green Tron. Like I'm not rooting for Mark. I'm just super excited that someone is giving me this blast from the past. So, all you viewers out there, I'm trying to stay as neutral as possible. It's just I'm super excited that I actually know a deck on here.
So, you're trying to stay as impartial as possible,
yes.
But you really want Red Green to win.
I don't want Red Green to win. I just want like Counter Company is actually a sweet. Like I really like the deck. I like infinite combos. I like being able to just do like dumb stuff at the end of someone's turn, like Company can.
I think he has Tron in his opening hand.
I mean, I would assume so. And there's turn 1 bird. And there's Grove of the Burn Willows. Burn of the Grove Willows.
That's not a card.
Ooh.
Gravity.
Ooh. Ooh. Wolf.
That is pretty good against Counter
That
Company.
is really good. Oh.
Tide Hollow.
Tide Hollow Sculler.
Look at the deck
Well,
into the hand.
you can choose one of the cards that might kill you. And I'm also revealing Urzatron.
Yeah. He would really love to have another Tide Hollow.
He might have another Tide Hollow for all we know.
Well,
But I think what he's going to pick is the Ugin.
yeah.
Because,
It's a lot easier to cast.
yes.
And it can remove the Tide Hollow.
I don't know. It's either Ugin. It has to be one. Well, it doesn't matter because the card that you don't pick, Sylvan Scrying, is just going to make it easier to cast the other one.
Well, I mean, he's already got a turn 4 Ugin in his hand right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Ugin is also the better choice because he can just, -2
Yeah. and kill
Ugin to get whatever he has back.
it. And Noble Hierarch is a follow-up.
Man. What? How lucky. All right, we have
Swing for 3.
swing for 3, yeah. See, now if you're Ethan, you have to really hope that there's nothing else that they have, like what am I trying to say? Like creature-wise, so like Wormcoil, because he's already shown you he has Tron. So like all right. I like it. We have a Kitchen Finks coming in, gaining him 2 life.
Not exactly the creature he wanted.
Ooh, interesting. Pyroclasm.
There it is.
There it is. I told you, we run Pyroclasm sideboard. And that gives him his Ugin back, and that allows him to play Ugin next turn. And he's back up to 21. Alrighty. Oh, it can't enter.
Yeah, you're right.
Ooh, never mind. So we're back at 19 for... And, alright, Ethan. I don't know, every time the right side's life total changes, the name leaves for a second. It's really weird.
Don't worry about it.
Alright, I won't. But, oh man, that's so rough. Now we have an Ugin online next turn, and that's
we're
this
done.
game. Alright. Good game to both. We have red, green, and Karn was in his hand too. I mean, and the rest was just lands. But it doesn't really matter. And we have red, green, Tron beating Counter Company 2-0.
Well,
Wow, that was... Well, we're going to try and get another match. This was fairly quick. So,
we'll probably find another one.
oh yeah, we'll find another one.
Yeah,
We will
let's
be
go.
right back after a bit. And we'll be back. Okay, and we're back. We have Chris Gorski with, I believe, 5 Color Humans again.
He's playing Black-White Control.
Oh, Black-White Control. Okay. And then we have on the other side of the table, we have Kevin Phillips playing Blue-Green Tooth and Nail. So, Chris Gorski, I believe, won game 1.
Yes.
So we have...
Just getting it updated right now.
Yep.
That looks right.
Yep.
Let me just get the time ready to go.
And yeah, so blue-green Tooth and Nail. I've seen Kevin Phillips' deck a good month or so ago. Don't know if he made any changes, but basically it's just a rampy ramp into either casting, I believe, an Eldrazi, or Tooth and Nailing the men, like big dumb creatures in. So
he has played this deck for years.
yes.
Different variations of it. I remember back when it was like actually just red green, a lot of creatures. He's had it now with like a lot of like Primal Titan and just a lot of planeswalkers and like not a lot of creatures.
2020.
Right now I think it's just a blue green with like Kiora and like Garrett, like a lot of planeswalkers
Yes.
and a lot of just
A lot of untapping
spell based
stuff.
mana ramp, enchantment based mana ramp with like Undergrowth or Overgrowth and Utopia Sprawl.
Mhm.
And I think he still has does he still have Xenagos in it? Because I know that was his combo kill with like Xenagos and Emrakul to do like 30 hasty.
I'm not sure. Maybe?
I don't know.
But I mean, that's I mean,
I'm sure he probably still has it in there. Like that was basically his like knockout punch.
it's pretty sweet.
30 points of damage. coming
Annihilator
to
6.
you. Yeah, that's real
And
hard.
for
to deal
those
with.
of you who don't know, I hate Annihilator with a passion. I think it's totally unfair in a sense.
I mean, well, when you're in a sea of unfair, it's kind of hard to differentiate.
I don't know. I think attacking and making the opponent sacrifice permanents is pretty brutal. But I guess that's why they made the cost so high. But at the same time,
It
that's
costs
so
15 mana.
doable though.
Well,
Like Red Green Tron doesn't have a problem casting them with like 6 or 7 lands.
you can disrupt the land drops.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if we're gonna talk about unfair, I feel like Storm and Dredge are high on the unfair.
Didn't
list.
Wizards actually apologize for Dredge?
I don't know, but I would not be surprised.
Like, because it was supposed to be like this drawback, like you're milling yourself to get like these bad cards back, and then they're like, oh, well, let's print, Bridge from Below, Narcomoebas, Dread Returns.
If they're gonna call Dredge a drawback, I think they grossly missed what they were aiming for.
I think so too. Alrighty, so
So give them another stomp.
give them
there.
a little.
Let them know they can start this up.
All right, so
I'll restart their timer real quick.
I honestly don't even think the timer is needed right now, in a sense, because it's. But here we go.
Well,
Let's see.
if-
Forest into Utopia Sprawl.
If Tooth and Nail wins, it's not
Yep.
gonna matter.
Right. Oh, Utopia Sprawl. I think he foiled out his deck too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
this is
no,
like a
he-
this is like a what is it? Teamer, I guess now.
Technically,
I
it's
think that-
blue green.
Oh, is that a
Ooh,
is that a blood moon in his hand?
maybe. Okay.
Okay, so can we get a turn 2 blood moon? We can, because his Utopia Sprawl now produces red though, right?
I would assume so. He normally names blue with it. But I'm not sure what he named. Unfortunately, since Chris is only playing like black-white control, Blood Moon's not going to be nearly as effective.
Well, Inquisition.
Thrun. Oh, there's the Blood Moon. Is that an Abundant Growth? Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. Get rid of that Blood Moon. we don't want to deal with that.
That's so funny because aren't most Kevin's lands just basics too?
Oh yeah, they're all like basically forests.
Ooh.
He has a few, I think.
I think we
shock
missed a
lands.
land drop here, but I think he has like rampant growths and stuff.
Not.
Well,
Add an Arbor Elf.
that's an Arbor Elf, and I believe he still has like one. He's just gonna pass the turn.
Yeah.
Man, Blood Moon.
It's a mean card.
Ah.
So he should have 4 mana available next turn at the very least.
Oh yeah, he is. But we have Chris passing after playing Shambling Vents.
For the amount of mana this deck usually can generate, it does not run a lot of lands. I'm thinking it's like around like 1920.
So we have 4 for Thrun. I mean, it can't be targeted as
Can't be
hexproof.
countered. It is a bane of a card to deal with.
And does it also regenerate?
Yep, regenerate for 2.
Let's see. Here.
He can't really respond. Like, he can respond to the Arbor Elf's ability, but... Okay, looks like he's... Alright, he's taking his turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't kill the Arbor Elf and prevent him from getting the mana.
Because the priority has been passed to you, unless you deal with it in between, like upkeep or...
Yeah, he would have had to do it, like, before... before he was actually able to, like, tap it for its ability.
That's also something that I see, like, a lot of people, even, like, some experienced players forget, is that you can't really cast things when it's on the opponent's main phase until they actually do something.
Yeah.
And we...
What is that?
That looks like a Demystify? Or Disenchant.
Disenchant?
Not Demystify. Disenchant. Well then.
All
Uh-oh. That's unfortunate.
Well, now he's down to 2 mana. Really hope he draws the land now.
Yeah. There it is. Nykthos.
Nykthos.
Not bad. Because Nykthos right now can tap for 3.
So, he's gone from 2 mana to 3 mana.
Yeah. And what's that?
I think he's looking at an Abundant Growth. That's an Overgrowth.
Mm-hmm. Bam.
So now he can produce a lot of mana.
Yeah. So we have Chris Gorski going down to 15. Man, Thrun is pretty...
I think 8 mana right now he can produce if he gets to untap.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So Chris is at 15. He got hit by that Thrun. Oh, and there's a Damnation. Well, that's one way to deal with it when your opponent's tapped out.
Is that a, yeah. Is it 15? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that is that an Isolated Chapel?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a Godless Shrine when you first
No.
put it down. My mistake.
Well, I believe that's a Pithing Needle in his hand. In Kevin's hand? No,
It's Pithing
it's
Needle.
Pithing Needle, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Pithing or Pithing?
I have no idea.
It's a needle.
I've always I've said Pithing Needle.
I think it's Pithing Needle because there's no, like, E, like, in it. But whatever. So we have, unfortunately, that sets Kevin back a lot.
Yeah,
He's back making 3 mana, I believe.
4.
4? 1,
I
2.
think that adds... No, that's 3. He produces 3 with the Overgrowth.
Well, we'll see whatever he casts. Another one.
Is that an Abundant Growth? I think that lets him tap for any mana, draw a card. Doesn't actually increase the amount of mana he can amount of mana he can generate.
Arbor Elf.
Arbor Elf.
Well, we're back.
All right.
So, we're back, and we'll be making more mana, too, because... No,
Actually
never
the same
mind.
amount.
It'll probably be the same, yeah. My bad. Alright. So... Oh, man.
I don't know what he's going to name with that, though.
I have no idea. I don't know what... Maybe Shambling Shell? So we can't activate the ability to turn into a creature?
I'm pretty sure Pithing Needle's non-land.
I think it's just... You name a card, it can't... It can't activate abilities except for mana abilities.
You're right.
Yeah.
Lily.
Lily. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Kevin. we
There
were
we
just talking. I think, did he just give us a thumbs up too?
I think so.
Yes. Kevin's such a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
So we have Lily being...
Probably lower on the Veil.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we have a Thoughtseize. Probably get rid of that Tooth and Nail.
Yeah.
Yep, now you have a lot of mana that can't do anything. And Chris goes to 13. 13. And we have 4 for... Ooh, Gideon, Ally.
What?
That's the San Diego Comic-Con Gideon Ally.
Ally was in the card?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was the I didn't recognize the artwork, so I thought it was the Champion of Justice,
No.
which I've never seen actually played before.
Is that the one from Gatecrash?
I don't even know.
The +1, it gets a loyalty for each creature your opponent target
Yeah.
opponent controls. So yeah,
I don't even know what set it was from.
Gatecrash. It's the Gatecrash.
I've tried to push that one so far out of my mind.
Because he was a bomb in Limited. That's the only way I know him.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you +1 and then you can like board wipe, and then he becomes ginormous.
Wait, +1 doesn't board wipe.
No, not +1, but like you +1 get counters for all the creatures, and then you like there's a couple board wipes in that set that did like Aurelius Fury. So like if you drafted like red white, you can board wipe the board, and then he becomes a creature for a 0 equal to the number of loyalty counters on him, and then you start swinging with him.
I gotta say, this sounds like an amazing draft if you got a Gideon and a board wipe,
Aurelius Fury.
both of which are mythic rares. So
Oh, that would have been a bomb draft. Yeah. All right, so back to the game. We have Gideon
we got-
ally doing his thing, and another Abundant Growth or Utopia.
Sprawl.
So he still has mana floating.
1, 2, 3. I don't even know what he's doing right now.
Jeez.
So
Oh, he's just gonna play another one.
another Overgrowth,
Mm-hmm.
or
This time on Nykthos.
okay.
Does that one lets him draw a card though, right?
I thought that was the one that taps the 2, adds that 2 extra mana.
Okay.
Not. It looks like the 2. Yeah, it looks like the Overgrowth. So just 2 extra mana. Don't know what the conversation's all about.
I think he's just asking how much mana he could produce,
Yeah.
which is fair. I mean, I guess this is Friday Night Magic. I guess if you're Kevin, you would kind of say like, I can make this amount of mana. But I guess you don't have to say. You can just say how much.
You don't have to say it all. That's something that the opponent has to figure out. I mean, at FNM,
It'd be probably more sportsman's-like. Like it's
yeah, it's a lot more casual.
and a Sorin. All right. He said, "Why?"
That Pithy Needle looks real bad right now. Every Planeswalker that
Isn't Liliana
it's on the board right now, so he's gonna make.
Gideon a creature? So I believe he only becomes a 4/4.
I think so.
I think
it's a 5/5.
5/5.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He's gonna take Soren up to give him +1/+1 lifelink.
Oh my goodness.
This is gonna be painful. Yep, 5/5.
5/5. So
6/5
and a 3/2 with lifelink.
I think it's like what, turn 6, but I think Kevin's finally gonna take some damage here.
Oh yeah, and Chris is gonna gain all that damage. So I believe that's 9 altogether. Because you don't want to jump with that Arbor Elf.
Oh no.
You're gonna want to like. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Surprising, it's not the 19-3 split.
Do you know how many Tooth and Nails he runs in his deck? 4?
4.
4 copies?
I'm sure he runs 4.
Alright, so he's hoping for this Tooth and Nail, or just something. It's not windmilled, so...
That does not look like the reaction of a man who just drew a tooth and nail.
No.
That is the complete opposite of a tooth and nail.
You know what's gonna suck too? For Kevin, is that Soren's just gonna ult, like, next turn. In a sense. But I think at this point you just keep plussing because Kevin really hasn't done anything to require no, he's just gonna keep going up.
Yeah, I mean it's just gonna be lethal next turn. I think is he gonna activate the Shambling Vent? Is this lethal? This is lethal. Yep. Yeah, he's gonna present lethal damage. He's gonna force a trump block with the Arbor Elf.
See, if Pithing Needle hit Shambling Vents.
That is not the best use of a Pithing Needle. Especially in a deck that apparently is running at least 3 Planeswalkers.
Chris could also play Bontu's Reckoning.
He could.
I love that card.
He actually might be playing it.
He
I mean, he could be playing it.
don't be playing with my emotions here. So Chris is just gaining like infinite life.
Yeah.
He's just that's so Shambling Vents becomes what, a 3/2? 3/2, so that's
3/3.
a 3/3, so that's 4.
3, 6,
So 13.
12,
So that
34.
yeah. And Kiora in a extending the hand.
He can make a ton of mana right now.
Yeah, it's. I think that's one of the drawbacks of. He's showing that he did have a Lily in his hand.
Well,
So I mean,
he got something out of the Pithy Needle.
yeah,
Not enough. As every other Planeswalker in the deck apparently just came down on the board.
man. I really would have liked to see Kevin's deck a little more outside of. But man, if that, I'm just gonna say, if that Blood Moon stuck. But Chris, I think, revealed his hand had like a crap ton of planes.
Yeah. How many?
He had like two, at least two, I think, from I saw. Like two and a
Okay.
Liliana was some of the cards in there.
Yeah, it's not nearly as effective against just a 2-color deck. I mean, sometimes you can catch them if you get it down real early.
Mm-hmm. Man, what a surprise! Blood Moon and a blue green. Hey, I guess when your lands produce any color mana, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right, so round 2 for this game goes to Chris Gorski, 2-0, and we'll be back for round 4.
Probably round 4. I don't think we're going to find another match, unfortunately.
We might not, but just in case, we'll let you know. All right. And welcome back. We have round 4 here, and we have Reha playing Scapeshift, and Ben playing Storm. I actually played Storm too.
Have you played Gift Storm?
I have not played Gift Storm. I played back when it was Pyro Storm. Pyromancer's Ascension.
Ooh, there's
I guess everyone can tell
they kicked
the era. The era in which I played Modern. This was back whenever Wow and the Cattle just got off the ban list.
Oh, wow. That was like years ago. I don't even- Got the old 0-3.
Yes. This we kind of have the bottom of the bracket, so to speak, but we also want to give people a chance to play on stream, and most of the undefeateds or the top players have already been on stream, so
I think this would be an interesting matchup too.
yeah. Despite the records, we're seeing 2 totally new decks on here.
Yeah, we want to get a bit of variety on the stream.
I guess we should also have asked Ben to keep a die out for Storm count.
He probably will.
But, so David Reha is just playing straight up red-green Teamer Scapeshift.
Scapeshift. Says he's got 10 mountains in his deck,
Yes.
which is a little low for a Scapeshift deck.
Hey, are we waiting for a stomp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that was David Reha asking if they were waiting for a stomp. And we gave it to him. So,
Yeah.
this is going to be interesting. It's either... So, Ben has said that he's been drawing really, really poorly.
Okay.
So, and David... Well, I'm not going to call him David. We all know him as Reha.
Yeah.
So, Reha... I don't know. Scapeshift...
I think this is a pretty good matchup for Gift Storm.
Yes. Scapeshift is really interesting. I really wanted to build it, but then this was during the time that everyone wanted to build it here or was building it here. Because I talked to Kazu about it like years ago. Like, Scapeshift looks fun. I want to build it. Then I saw the price of Scapeshift at the time. I don't want to build Scapeshift. Yeah. But mostly, it's just the same. I think it's still the same win condition. You play Valakut, Alpha Scapeshift, put all your mountains into play, and then just kills your opponent.
Yeah, the actual win condition has not really changed. I don't remember. Did you play with Bring to Light?
Did I play?
Yeah. Like when you were looking at it. Did it have Bring to Light in it?
I think so. I think this was during the time that Kazu was starting to see if that was actually a thing that you could do.
Right. So yeah, because I don't think the deck was nearly consistent enough.
Right, because
until Bring to Light came
Bring
out.
the Light basically means you have 8 copies of Scapeshift, because you're always going to get Scapeshift. Now, Gift Storm, I've never played or really watched anyone play Gift Storm. All I know is the old school red-blue with Pyromancer's Ascensions and stuff like that.
So
I took... All right, so we have the red-blue Fastland into Serum Visions.
yeah, with adding Baral to the deck, it now has 8
Electro
mana reducers, basically.
Goblin Electromancers are
So
what they're called.
now the goal is to get one of those in play, cast a bit of rituals, Gifts Ungiven, try to get more rituals than a Past in Flames, and then whenever you buy back Past in Flames, you can gifts for another Past in Flames, get back, and then find a Grape Shot.
I don't know what that card is.
No idea what that card is. It's not Telling Time, is it?
I don't know.
Or maybe I don't think it's an Anticipate. I have zero clue what this card does.
There's 3 cards on the table, so I think. Well, if he puts 1 in his hand, 1 on the bottom.
It looks like 2 is on the bottom. Wait.
What is?
What?
Okay. Oh, because it has to be random or something.
Okay.
I don't know. All right, whatever that card is, he netted him a card and put 2 on the bottom.
It looked like it anticipate.
But yeah, I played Storm, Red Blue Storm, when Birthing Pod was still legal, and I went to the North Carolina, like GP or something.
Wow.
And I played really poorly because I went to time 3 times versus Birthing Pod. So
All right, we got some life changes.
there's also a Gifts in Ben's hand, which I believe he can cast with Baral
Yes,
out.
he can cast it. Since Reha had the remand mana up, he decided to. He's probably gonna wait till end step to cast it. Yeah, there we go. So it'll probably get cryptic though, unfortunately.
Or negated.
Oh, negate. Oh wow, main deck negate. He might be better suited for this than I figured. I did not know how much counter magic Reha had in his list.
Well, there's a Grape Shot,
He had a sleight of hand too. I saw in his hand.
and he's casting it second main. Sleight of hand is... Oh, there's another one.
Different artworks.
And he took the other card. I didn't see what that one was.
I think it was something of a ritual. Oh, Matt.
No, it's another Gifts.
Oh, okay. Miracle check. All right.
Miracle check.
He did not miracle the card.
No, he did not. And that's just a Steam Vents tap pass.
Yeah, holding up the cryptic in his hand.
Another 2.
One.
1? Oh, sorry.
It's the ever powerful 1/3. Fortunately, he did not have another land drop.
Is that a Valakut in Reha's hand, like in the middle?
I'm not sure. I can't really see his hand that well. I saw it looked like a search for tomorrow. Right, yeah,
That's a
right
search tomorrow. Yeah, you just... I wouldn't even suspend that. Just...
there. No, you're just gonna cast it at this point. If you're gonna cast it.
I don't know, because that...
I don't think you want
Well,
to.
if you
though.
suspend it, you still leave Cryptic Command
Yeah,
mana
that's actually
open.
a better play, I think. If that's your only means of permission.
Oh, well, he has 2 Cryptics in his hand, I think, in the back.
Well, neither one of them would be castable.
Well, you could
he doesn't-
suspend it for the Cinderglade, the green, because it only costs 1 to suspend, and then it leaves you the 4 up. White. Plains.
For the Bring to Light, you need a 4.
Oh, he's playing Bring to Light Scape Shift?
Yes.
Oh.
It's a pretty standard version of Scape Shift at this point. There we go. I had to figure he had another island in his hand if he's going to hold up Cryptic Mana.
And I guess you just snap it. Just
Honest,
Would you bounce Barrel and counter that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see what he's doing. Like, I really think he probably should have cast Gifts in response to the search for tomorrow when he didn't
Yes.
have Cryptic up. So that might have been a slight misplay, unfortunately. Just a recast of the Baral here.
There's a remand. I mean, that's pretty good. When you only have to 1-drop counter spell and you draw a card.
It's not the worst.
Bounce a spell, I should say. You don't really counter
I
it.
think Reha drew a remand for himself.
And there's a Valakut.
He's got 7 mountains left in the stack. He might be able to just go off right now.
I think Reha said he has 10 like basic mountains, and then the rest were like steam. No,
10 total mountains.
10 total mountains. All right. Well,
Ooh. What are we lining up
is
here?
he doing his count? Oh, he's playing Bring to
Bring to
Light right
Light.
now,
Yeah.
and then it's probably just gonna get remanded.
And he will respond with a remand. I think that's what's about to happen here. Bring to Light's gonna get Oh, nope.
Oh, he's
sorry.
he's asking. All right. So Bring to Light basically says you can cast any spell from your deck
It's basically
with the amount of mana that you use to cast a spell, and there's the
Sunburst,
remand.
basically.
Sunburst, and there's another remand. Uh-oh. So
So Bring to Light's gonna resolve.
Yeah.
He's gonna cast something for 4 or less, which is gonna be the
Scape Shift.
And he's gonna do oodles and oodles of damage to Benjamin.
Because you just get rid of the... He's at 18. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15,
I mean-
18. He needs to get rid of
He'll get rid
2,
of
4, 6.
He'll go get 6 mountains
Yeah.
and a Valakut and deal.
Or he could
36
just
damage?
get rid of the 1, 2, 3, the non-red ones, and then get a Valakut and 3 mountains. Because the Valakuts aren't legendary, so you get
Yeah.
2. You would get 2. Or he's just gonna get rid of all
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, no, this is more damage. Because you want all of them coming into play at the same time. Yeah, there's 36 damage. Right there.
Well, that's how Scape Shift work, guys. It's it's a one-shot robot.
Yep. Yep, he just sacrifices as many lands as he wants and goes and gets that many lands out of his deck. Gets another Valakut and 6 mountains. All 6 mountains see the other 5 at whenever it comes into play, so they all will trigger the Valakut, and so that will be 12 triggers of Valakut, which deal 3 damage each, which will be enough to kill basically any player in a game of Modern.
Pretty much.
You don't really see too many games where you're over 36 life.
Also,
The first
whenever you see Scape Shift cast, you've lost unless you have a counter. So I mean, I would have rather have been remand the Scape Shift being counter, because that means Reha has to sacrifice the lands as an additional cost to cast it. So if you counter the Scape Shift,
No. It's whenever it resolves.
oh, when it resolves. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought Bring the Light says you cast something from the, so that goes on the stack separately.
You'll cast it, but when you cast Scape Shift, it's not an additional cost.
Oh,
So when it resolves, you sacrifice as many lands as you want, and then go find that many.
oh, I thought it was as additional cost. You
No,
sacrifice that land.
That is so much worse. No, that's not the word
Huh.
Scape Shift.
So we're just looking through some sideboarding. Looks like Ben is just sideboarding his whole sideboard in. Empty the Warrens. Comes out. Looks like. Yeah, you're right. As upon resolution, sacrifice any number of lands. You search your library for that many lands. Put them onto the battlefield tapped, and shuffle your library.
See what he brings in. Probably it's just more counter spells.
I do like the art on Scape Shift too. You have fishies in the sea, and then there's a fish in the forest.
I do not know what that card is on top.
On top over there, that looks like the Pia. No, I don't know what that thing is. I don't know what that
It
card is.
looks like a ceremonious protection, which would not be a good card to bring in. So I really don't think that's what it is.
Well, from what I hear, Ben is someone from the Fairmont crew, and he's actually pretty good from what I hear. But he's just having trouble drawing anything that he needs. And I think with the gifts, he could. I think if it wasn't for those counter spells, obviously, he could have done more. But Reha's a main board negate is just something that you normally don't see.
There's a lot more counter spells in this Scape Shift list than what you would normally see, it seems like. But Storm is the kind of deck where you can crush somebody on turn 3 or just completely flounder. This is the kind of combo deck where you're either doing everything at once or you're doing absolutely nothing.
Basically, what we're trying to say is that both of these decks either kill you the turn that they want you to, or they just kind of flounder. But it seems like Reha has the more control-y, obviously, because he has counters, and Benjamin is more manipulating his draws so he can see his combo, while Reha can just wait for it to just appear.
Reha's deck is your typical A plus B combo deck where you just need 1 or 2 cards, and as long as you get them together, you just win the game. Where Gift Storm is you need every card, each card is an incremental card. You need all the pieces to put this combo together. So that allows Reha to fill in the rest of his cards with whatever he wants. Like mostly are going to be like ram spells, some dig through.
Did you see that counter spell?
Is that?
That is the overload one.
Oh,
That is pay one more.
Yeah, God, is it Aether Flux?
No, it's not. It's not that. I don't know. But basically, what we're trying to say is that Reha basically has the one card in Modern that stops Storm as well as Flusterstorm does in Legacy and Vintage. It counters all spells on the stack when you overload it, and it cannot be countered. So Ben can't really do much.
I don't think that's what that card does.
Yeah, it's red and blue, counter target spell you don't control. For one more, you can overload it, and the target is everything that you don't own. And it can't be countered. It was part of the Counterflux. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, counter each. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Flusterstorm, but you pay one more, but you can't, like, counter it.
Okay. Looks like we,
So Reha's doing the basic Scape Shift
that is
shenanigans, which is Farseeking.
That is a really good start. Like,
Yeah.
turn one, Search for Tomorrow is the best start you can have with a Scape Shift deck.
Now, I remember looking at Kazu's old list for Scape Shift, and it ran Soccer Tribe Elders. Does this run Soccer Tribe still?
I don't know if Reha's list does, but most normal Scape Shift decks will run Secure Tribe Elder.
So now we have...
Looks like we had a turn 1 sleight of hand, turn 2 pass, turn 3 pass out of Ben.
And I think for Reha, you kind of feel a little bit good about that because there's no Baral.
Yeah.
You have no other draw spells like...
You've had no cantrips, and you have no mana reducer. So that means his hand is full of probably rituals.
It's either rituals or ways to stop Reha. So, like, maybe like a counterspell or two. He did see Remand last game.
Yeah.
And I think there's 2 in Benjamin's hand at the way, way back end. I think there was
maybe.
2 Remands.
Yeah, I think so.
Ugh.
Well, he's not gonna hold up Gifts mana, it looks like. Just a lot of land go right now, which is
I think at this point, like...
honestly the game that Reha wants to be playing is just land go.
Yes.
Because Ben needs a bit more setup. Like, he needs to have, like, cantrips, and he needs mana reducers.
He also needs cards in his graveyard. Which...
yeah.
There's none there.
Although, with Gibson Given, you can set that up.
And there's a Serum Visions.
Didn't see what he drew. There is a Goblin Electromancer and an Island. Island's probably going to go to the bottom.
Yeah.
Electromancer's definitely going to be on top. He has a Pass and Flames already in his hand. Didn't really see too many of the other cards. Saw
Normally
at
you
least
don't.
1 or 2 rituals.
I remember that you don't really want to pass in flames until you have at least 1 Manamorphose or so in the graveyard. So you can at least get some...
Mm-hmm. What was that? That is a lot of rituals. I think he has like 4 rituals in his hand. There's the Electromancer.
But like I said, Reha has the 1 card just to stop his whole combo, unless...
And there's no way to respond to it because it cannot be countered.
Yeah.
Well...
I mean, he could still, like, flashback anything or play something over top of it. It's just that card itself cannot be countered.
Yeah.
And there's an Is It Charm.
So he's letting it resolve and then killing it immediately.
But Reha also... He can't play this land go forever because he doesn't want to draw all the mountains. And right now he looks like he's drawing everything but the mountains, which is good.
He has 3 in play right now.
But you don't...
I haven't seen what's in his hand.
I think it's just a bunch of counter spells.
There's the Counterflux. I think I saw a Cryptic Command.
I mean, Reha has to feel really good. It's been land go. Ben has missed a couple land drops. He played 2. This is his 3rd cantrip on like turn 8, turn 7 or something. And Reha holds the key basically to the game as long as, and he has 2 Bring the Lights, I think.
Wow, yeah.
So
I think he also has a Scape Shift too.
yeah, Oh, okay. He,
Oh,
he was going to
he had to
discard phase.
Discard to hand size.
And the negate. All right. So he needs. He could play the Scape Shift, but he needs like another mana to fight this counter war game in case unless Ben has
Well-
like 2 remands or something.
Ben's still at 20. Like, the key number that Reha needs him to be at is 18.
Mm-hmm.
Because at 18, you can kill him off of 7 lands.
Yes.
If he's at more than 18, you need 8 lands to kill him. Because with 7 lands, you can just go get Valakut and 6 mountains to do 18. With 8, you can go get 2 Valakuts and pump that up to 36. So 18 is a key number.
And there's another mountain.
Ooh, yes. So, well, he doesn't want mountains right now.
Yeah.
He just wants lands.
This is just land go, land go, land go.
He has 6 mountains left in his deck right now.
Is that another counterspell? Man, Reha is
I mean-
drawing a little bit of gas here. I think he's just going to go for it. Is he?
He has like 3 Bring to Lights.
Oh, rest in peace. Uh-oh.
I had to turn off the Past in Flames if that resolves.
I think Reha's just trying to get the counters out.
Maybe. I mean, Rest in Peace is really good against Kid
Because
Storm.
if he see like right now he can go Scape Shift, Remand. And Ben doesn't he only has he has 4 mana up. Oh, never mind. I didn't see the ones on the far left. Oh, that counterspell. I would there's the negate. Alright, so he's forcing a counter war now, which is what Reha wants to do.
Over a card that really doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, it matters, but like, he really needs
Okay.
wants his Scape Shift to resolve.
So he'll
let it happen.
Yeah.
He's not going to take down Counterflux mana.
No.
As long-
And he has one more remand. Ben has one more remand in his hand, but Reha has basically 2 Scape Shifts in his hand.
he has like 4 Scape Shifts in his hand. Like,
Look at all.
I think 3 Bring to Lights and a Scape Shift.
Jeez.
But like, he's already got 4 mountains on board. He's only got 6 left in the deck.
And he drew
Another
a
Cryptic.
cryptic command.
Like, he just needs to be careful of like actually having enough mountains to look for.
And there it is.
There's the rest
Are
of
you
these.
going to counter this is basically what Reha's saying. And no, he's not. So to Reha, it's either you have no counters left in your hand, or you've just accepted the fact that
This game just got a lot harder for him.
Yes.
He is flooding out pretty badly. This deck usually runs like 19, 20 lands. So to have, 9 lands in play? Is that a remand and a ton of rituals? And I think a Past in Flame still.
okay, so Reha has enough to do whatever he wants and then have cryptic command also up.
Yeah, it looks like he's got, 9 lands for him? So yeah, he's got
One,
Bring to Light and
Or he has 9, yes. And basically everything taps for blue except for 2 lands. And he's just going to say pass.
Wow.
I don't know how long you want to hold out with Reha, because now your land situation is looking a little dangerous. You
Yeah.
don't want to draw all your mountains, and he's starting to draw them. But I guess drawing them isn't so bad as long as you don't draw most of them, because the Valakut will see the others enter at the same time with the other 5 mountains in play, though, right?
Yeah, but you'll run out of triggers. Like, you won't get nearly as many triggers.
I think he's just going to go for it here. He's saying, you don't... Oh, he's cryptic commanding.
I don't know what he's doing.
I think he's just doing it to cantrip?
Is he like bounce a land cantrip?
I think so. I think it's that land comes into play tapped. One of his fast lands.
Okay. Oh, he has
Okay.
to discard a hand size.
Yes. All right. So we
There's
have...
Misty.
I mean, that's a land you can sack for Scape Shift.
Yeah, thankfully it's not a mountain. That's
Yes.
what he really wants to avoid right now.
Oh, he's just going to say pass go.
Not sure what he's looking for.
I mean, both graveyards are just gone. So, like,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about Pass and Flames.
He's actually discarding Past the Flames. Those cards actually should be exiled right now. He does not have a graveyard. If that becomes relevant, we'll have to run down there and say something.
Oh, this does not look good for Ben. And he's just fetching.
He's gonna go find what is. I guess, I'm assuming he's gonna go get non-mountain lands right now. There we go.
Okay. So we get 2 islands, I think he put it. An island and a forest. So.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to hold up multiple counter spells with Escape Shift. Is that
I
what
think
trying to do?
I think that's what he's trying to do. I think he's like, you might have a lot of counter spells in your hand, and I want this to resolve. But like, you have so many in your hand.
Yeah.
I would just play them because Escape Shift now says, as it resolves, sacrifice the lands. When I thought it said,
He's still not going for it.
if David doesn't be careful, Ben could still kind of storm off a little bit here. But Reha also has that counterflux, and he might have multiples too by this point. We don't know how many he has in because
he probably has a couple of those in the sideboard.
Yeah.
And I think his hand is still just a ton of rituals and a grape shot now.
Ben needs to find a way to get rid of this, like a bounce spell or something.
Like, he really needs to find a one of his Empty the Warrens.
Yeah.
Because that will at least let him go off with much less storm count. I mean, unfortunately, Counterflux will still stop that.
Yeah.
But like from Ben's point of view,
He needs
that's
something
what he's
like
looking
that.
for. Because grape shot is going to be really hard.
He has
to,
5 of his cards rituals.
yeah, 5 rituals, the grape shot, and I think anticipate. I don't recognize that card. It's a blue card. Oh, there goes one of the rituals. Miracle check. Let's. I mean, if you discarded, then it's Reha's turn. He doesn't have a way to. But
Maybe he's casting it.
on upkeep, he's gonna 6 mana.
I don't
have
know what
no
that
idea what
is.
card
I don't think Rayhad knows either.
If it's 6, he's probably it's gonna get countered, I assume. Is it Giga Drowse?
That is Giga Drowse.
Okay. He's gonna tap 6 lands down on his upkeep.
Yeah, I guess he's just gonna say, here are the targets. But I don't know if Rayhad's gonna let that. Well, now,
with Replicate, he'll
Yeah.
have 6 different.
but now Ben only has enough mana for 1 counterspell.
Yeah.
So Reha, if he has like a negate or something, he can even cast his counterflux right
He's taking
now.
out all of his green mana.
Oh, he's just letting it
So-
pass.
He's not going to be able to cast Escape Shift or Bring to Light right now.
Search for tomorrow.
Which is uncastable. I think he's going to have to discard a hand size.
I would just discard the search for tomorrow. I mean, that's not a hard one to. Bring. Well, never mind.
I mean,
I guess it doesn't matter when you have 5 of them in your hand.
yeah.
When you have 5 different escape shifts in your hand.
Oh,
Well, there's an Electromancer. That puts a clock on. That puts Reha on a 8-turn clock. But Reha has counter spells. I guess he's trying to count for Storm right now.
I guess he's just trying to play extremely safe right now.
Man, that like one card to just nullify a deck is just so brutal.
I mean, it is an extremely narrow card, though. And it only basically...
Oh, there's another mountain. Like, Reha doesn't have much time left before...
No, he's got, 5 now between his hand and his battlefield?
Yeah.
I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now's the time to pull the trigger if you're Reha.
Like-
I mean, I would have pulled the trigger a while ago. Whenever...
Like, he can still go get, 4 Valak... Oh,
I think this is the turn. I mean, he has Cryptic Command mana up. He has 2 Cryptic Command mana up if he paid 2 for the... Okay, search for tomorrow.
gotta thin this deck out.
You gotta thin this deck out so I could draw more mountains.
I am not sure what he's looking for.
Plains?
At this point.
Did he not have an extra planes for Bring the Light? That doesn't. He has a.
He has a Hollow Fountain.
It's a Hollow Fountain.
And he cast Rest in Peace. Like,
Maybe it's to cast 2 Bring the Lights.
I guess.
Let me counter one of mine and I just cast the other. Nope, we passed his
Like
turn.
when you've got 5 Bring Delights and 5 Shapeshift effects in your hand, I feel like you can just slog through counter spells.
Like Ben is like, man, I'm bluffing this guy so hard to think that I have all these counter spells up. I'm not really doing anything. Oh, now's the turn. I'm going to try to storm off.
All right, looks like.
So we got storm count 1.
All right, we got some tokens.
There we go. All right, that's for mana. So we have storm. Yep, when you get the tokens out, it's time.
Yep.
So storm count 1. We have 3 red mana floating. Use 2 of it. Storm count.
And at this point, I think Rahul's gonna let. He's just gonna.
Oh, Rayha's going to let everything go until.
He's just gonna F6
Yep.
until the storm card gets cast, and then he's gonna counterflux all copies off the stack.
Yep. Rayha's like, play all your spells.
Normally, this is good for the storm player.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're gonna want to try to counter like the one card, like the Gifts Ungiven or something, and with Empty the Warrens, that's a lot more dangerous because you're like, oh, I only have like 5 spells on the stack or 5 spells cast. I almost cast Empty the Warrens. Now you need a counterspell for every single one of my triggers. Unfortunately, Counterflux
Counts all
Yeah.
of those. Also, what's the trap that just exiles? Mindbreak. Mindbreak trap exiles all spells on the stack, and it costs 0.
Yeah.
But that one, unfortunately, can be countered. And we have.
We got a grape shot.
We got a
for
grape
5.
shot.
Not.
Maybe Ben knows that he had. Maybe Ben knows that he might have a counterflex in his hand.
I don't think so.
Because Rayha he's like, all right, I'll take
He's gonna
it.
take 5. Could have.
9.
I don't think he's.
Remand it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trying to get the stack. Yep. Counter that spell and bounce your discounter.
Yeah. He let the copies resolve and then tried to remand the grape shot so he could recast it for more damage.
And unfortunately, now Ben only has, I believe, 1 card in hand, and now Rayha's like, all right, it's time to go.
Yeah.
I have enough to counter you. I still have my counter spell for all this in my hand.
And he's got about 17 escape shifts in his hand.
Yeah. I think it was.
Should still have 5 mountains in his deck? Yeah.
I mean, that was obviously a really good play by Ben, trying to bounce the grape shot, let the copies go off, cast it again. Like, that was.
That's one of the things you got to do whenever you have your graveyard turned off.
Yeah.
Like, you're able to, like, grape shot for not enough, remand it, cast it again, get enough. Basically, you get to reuse your storm counter, so you only have to go to, like, 8 or 9 instead of, like, going up to 20.
Mm-hmm. Well, now it's time to sacrifice lands, get out the Valakut, and
We'll see how he decides. I think is he going to go for the? It looks like
he's going for the Bring to Light.
Yeah. Which version of Escape Shift am I going to cast? This one.
The one you haven't seen yet.
No, that's what he cast last game.
Maybe there's a special. I think he cast Bring to Light to count how many red sources he has left in his deck. And now he's just seeing how
He's
many.
finding the lands that he's also gonna search.
Okay, yeah. Because I was confused too. Like, there's Escape Shift. Escape Shift. Floating all this mana.
Yep.
I counter it with my land.
Spiral Bluff Canal, counter your Escape Shift.
Seems like a good land.
Secret
A flash land.
That's a secret mode on Spiral Bluff Canal.
There we go.
Counter target spell.
That's 6, 12, 18, 24, 32. 32 damage.
30 damage.
30?
Yep.
Oh yeah, 6 times 5 is 30. My bad. So 30 damage
And
with 7
counterflex on
lands with counterflex mana up.
All right.
Alrighty.
Well,
We're going to see if we can find another match.
we will try.
I mean, with these kind of decks, it's pretty hard because both kind of
That game went long.
lasted a little bit longer,
Yeah.
and our time remaining is also incorrect.
What are you talking about?
Negative 20. We're in the.
We got negative 22 minutes left. We have 70 minutes remaining. 72 minutes remaining. We could probably find a match in 72 minutes.
Okay. Well, we'll be back. We'll see if we can find another match.
We'll go look for a match. If not, then we will be back.
We'll be back anyway for just the ending part, just to close it off. I guess.
If you want.
Well, what else is there then?
We can
We
just
can't find a match.
Then we come back next Friday.
Well, next Friday is Pokemon, isn't it?
I don't know.
Next time. Well, I know that we have
the stream will still be back.
the stream will be back.
Yeah.
It'll just be Pokemon next week. So
So we'll go look for another match. If we can't find one, and then we'll be done for the night. And then next Friday, it'll be Pokemon or Magic. I actually don't even know. Something will be here.
we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see what it'll be. Hopefully, we get some Legacy too. I'd like to stream some Legacy.
that's crazy talk.
All right. Well, we'll try to be back. If not, we'll see you when we see you next time for modern Magic at Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming.
Goodbye, guys.
Okay, guys. Well, we don't have another match. These guys are just playing for fun right now. But I just wanted to say, on behalf of myself and Sean Carroll, we will see you guys next time. Peace and stay warm.